Hello students, it is class 10. Okay, so today we have to discuss about the alimentary canal. About digestive glands, just I have taught already. In nutrition topic, just we have to discuss about whole digestive system, and I have told you what is digestive system, digestive glands, alimentary canal, and the process of digestion. All are collectively known as digestive system. So in digestive system, I have taught you about digestive glands. So today we will discuss about alimentary canal. You should know what is the length of alimentary canal. You know what is the length of alimentary canal? The length of alimentary canal is about 9 meter. Okay, according to some books, it is 8 to 10 meter length. Okay. Now we will see. Alimentary canal begins from the buccal cavity, whereas it ends at the anus. Okay, and what are the different parts which are present in alimentary canal? Just we will see. First of all, it starts or it begins from buccal cavity. When we intake the food in our buccal cavity, then the different types of salivary glands which are present in our buccal cavity release a special type of watery juice that is called saliva, and this saliva gets mixed with the food and digest the various components of the food. After that, buccal cavity opens into a common space that is called pharynx. What is pharynx? It is a common space where both buccal cavity and nasal cavity meet. Okay, and from pharynx a tube-like structure arises that is called esophagus. You should know there is no digestion takes place in the esophagus. Then what is the function of esophagus? Esophagus helps in, or we can say esophagus passes food from buccal cavity to the stomach. So we can say in esophagus digestion process does not take place. And what is the length of esophagus? Esophagus is 25 centimeter long. Okay. Now we will see this esophagus opens into a widest part of the alimentary canal that is called stomach. What is the shape of the stomach? It is J in shape, and it is the widest part of the alimentary canal. So esophagus opens into the stomach. When food enters into the stomach, then the various glands which are present in the wall of the stomach release a special type of juice that is called gastric juice. And you know, in gastric juice, various enzymes are present. So when food enters into the stomach, then these gastric juice gets mixed with the food, and the various enzymes which are present in gastric juice start to digest the various components of the food. Okay. After that, this esophagus opens into a long tube-like structure that is called small intestine. The small intestine has three parts, in which first part is called duodenum, second part is called jejunum, and third part is called ileum. So duodenum is the first part of the small intestine, which is C in shape. What is the shape of duodenum? It is C letter. Okay, C letter like structure means it is C in shape, and according to some book it is U in shape. Okay. So, just we have seen a small intestine has three parts: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. You should know what is the length of a small intestine. The length of a small intestine varies from 6 to 7.5 meter. According to some books, it is 6 to 6.5 meter, and according to other some books, it is 6 to 7.5 meter. Okay. Now we will see what is the length of duodenum. Duodenum is 25 centimeter long. What is the length of jejunum? It is 3.5 meter long. And what is the length of ileum? It is 2.5 meter long. Okay. Now, when food enters into the duodenum part of the small intestine, then bile juice from liver and pancreatic juice from pancreas together enter into the duodenum and get mixed with the food. And you know, bile juice does not participate in the process of digestion because in bile juice enzymes are absent, but pancreatic juice have various enzymes which get mixed with the food, and these enzymes act on the various components of the food. Okay. Now when we can say after the completion of the function of bile juice and pancreatic juice, a special type of juice that is called succus entericus comes into the duodenum and gets mixed with the food, and the various enzymes which are present in this succus entericus also digest the various components of the food. And you should know, just I have told you, succus entericus is secreted from the Brunner's gland which are present in the wall of the duodenum and the ileum. So the Brunner's glands which are present in the wall of duodenum and ileum release a special type of juice that is called succus entericus. It is also known as intestinal juice, and this juice also enter into the duodenum and gets mixed with the food, and the enzymes which are present in succus entericus start to digest the various components of the food. In this way we can say, in a small intestine, the process of digestion is completed, and after the completion of the process of digestion, digested food materials or molecules gets absorbed by the finger-like projections called villi. Means we can say villi increase the surface area for the process of absorption. Okay, and these villi are present in the small intestine part of the alimentary canal. Okay, after that, undigested food material enters into the large intestine. What is the length of the large intestine? Large intestine is 1.5 meter long structure, and you should know large intestine, the length of large intestine is 1.5, whereas the length of a small intestine is about 7 to 7.5 meter long. But we call it a small intestine and we call it large intestine. Why? Because the diameter of large intestine is much more than the diameter of a small intestine. So we can this large intestine. Okay. Large intestine also has three parts, in which first is called cecum, second is called colon, and third is called rectum. And you should know, from the cecum part of the large intestine, the small intestine is connected, and from the cecum part of the large intestine, a muscular structure is connected, that is called vermiform appendix. This vermiform appendix is called the vestigial organ. What is vestigial organ? You should know, some organs which are present in our body but do not perform any function. So we can say those organs which are present in our body but do not perform any function are called vestigial organs, in which vermiform appendix is the one. Many organs are present in our body, like in the form of vestigial organ, like vermiform appendix, nictitating membrane, coccygeal bone, wisdom teeth, etc. are the example of vestigial organs. So once again listen, what is vestigial organs? Those organs which are present in our body but do not perform any function are called vestigial organs. So the vermiform appendix, which is the part of large intestine, is also a type of vestigial organs. It does not do any function in the process of digestion. Okay. After that, through cecum, colon, undigested food material enters into the rectum part of the large intestine, where the water which is present in undigested food material gets absorbed by the wall of the rectum, and finally undigested food material removed to the outside of the body through the structure that is called anus. And in this way, these are the different parts of alimentary canal. Okay, if it is asked that in a human being the process of digestion, at what place the process of digestion is started, you can say buccal cavity, because you know in saliva salivary amylase, which is also known as tannin, is present, and this tannin is a type of enzyme which breaks starch into maltose. So we can say the process of digestion is started in the buccal cavity of the alimentary canal. Okay, so in this way just I have completed your alimentary canal, and with this nutrition topic is completed, and from next day just we will start our new topic, that will be respiration. Okay, thank you.